I'm James Brown. I support the Justice Party because it stands for what the majority of people in the United States want, which is not what Americans have been getting from the Democrats and Republicans. Our prison population has skyrocketed since the 1970s, far beyond anything previously experienced in our nation's history. The U.S. prison population in 1972 was 200,000. Today, about 2.2 million people are imprisoned in U.S. jails and prisons. If incarcerated people were all joined together as a city, it would be the fifth largest city in the United States. We have by far the world's highest rate of incarceration. The prison population in the United States is disproportionately comprised of people of color.
The number of Black Americans who are locked up continues to highlight the disparity, representing 40% of the incarcerated population, but only 13% of U.S. residents.
Both the Democratic and Republican parties are responsible for the continuing shame and gross injustice of record mass incarceration in the United States.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse.
President Nixon almost doubled the nation's incarceration rate, hitting communities of color the hardest after declaring a war on drugs that appealed to fear and racism.
We can defeat this enemy.
President Reagan continued the failed war on drugs. Then Democrats made matters far worse, starting with the 1994 crime bill signed by President Clinton and pushed by then Senator Joe Biden.
They must be taken off the street.
That bill encouraged more drug arrests and prosecutions, the building of more prisons and longer sentences. During the presidential campaign, Biden promised to significantly reduce the incarceration rate. He has done nothing, and the federal incarceration rate continues to grow. There is a consensus support across the political spectrum in the United States for reducing the prison population. 71% of adults agree it is important to reduce the prison population, including 87% of the Democrats, 67% of independents, and 57% Republicans. Among other things, the Justice Party supports major sentencing reforms, including the elimination of minimum mandatory sentences, an end to the failed war on drugs, a change in focus from punishment to rehabilitation and restorative justice. Those are just some of the reasons I support the Justice Party.